Welcome to video 2 of the ShipCore learning series. In this video we're going to learn how to launch ShipCore automated tests from the end of Jenkins build jobs. We're going to get into some real practical stuff here, so if you haven't had any experience with developing and deploying ShipCore automated tests, I would recommend watching the 10-minute video 1, just to get your feet wet on the process, because we're going to get into the nitty-gritty here. So here we go. Let's figure out how we can launch some tests from the end of a build job. Now, we use the ShipCore system internally as well, and one of our projects is our corporate website, which you may have visited before. One of the things we like to do is run a suite of automated tests every time we make a change to our corporate website to make sure we didn't break anything inadvertently, like the contact form or other features of the website. So it's probably similar to a project that you might be familiar with as well. So what we're going to do here is show you how to run that suite of automated tests just real quickly. So in previous videos you've seen how we define and manage test automation jobs. So if you want to get a better sense of that, go back to an earlier video or review your documentation. But we're at the Run and Manage Job Definitions page here, and we're going to go ahead and choose the Corporate Website Smoke Tests job, which is the job in question. So you can see, just like any other job, we can run the job manually by hitting the big green button, and that'll start out our job and run all our tests. You can see, to check our corporate website, we just have 3 simple tests. One that checks to see if the corp site loads, one that makes sure our contact form is working appropriately, and one that makes sure any demo videos we have on the website are playing properly. So you can see that this test was running and it's just about to finish up, looks like, and there we go. So that's our automated test that we're going to run. Now, I've done it manually just to show you how you can run it one by one through the system, but the purpose of this video is to show you how you can execute these tests at the end of Jenkins build jobs, which is a little bit more common procedure in development environments. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. So if we're back on the ShipCore dashboard page and we go and select the Build Status tab, you can see displayed there already is our existing Jenkins job, Deploy ShipCore Corporate Website. This is the job we use to, well, deploy our ShipCore corporate website. I can go ahead and start it right here if I want. But the goal of this tutorial is to show how we can have an existing Jenkins job execute ShipCore automated tests. So for that, I'm going to go over to the Jenkins interface. Now, you can do a lot of stuff with Jenkins directly from within the ShipCore interface, but sometimes, like advanced job configurations, it's better to just use the Jenkins administration tools. Since you have a Jenkins instance installed as part of your ShipCore account, all you need to do is go to the Build and Deploy and then break out to Jenkins, and this will bring you to the Jenkins interface. Okay, now that we're over in Jenkins, this is a familiar Jenkins administrative interface if you've used Jenkins before. You can see a list of jobs there on the top. Our first job is the one we're interested in for this tutorial. It's called Deploy ShipCore Corporate Website. So let's go ahead and choose that job. So here you see the job configuration area for Jenkins, and this is the job that deploys our corporate website. What we want to do is add a build step to the end of the deployment process that will call ShipCore and tell it to execute the suite of automated tests that we've defined. So simple enough, you want to scroll down the page a bit and find the Add Build Step drop-down and choose Execute Shell. Now this gives us a window where we can cut and paste any command to execute at the end of our build process. In our case, we want to call ShipCore via REST and tell it to execute the test that we've defined. So once you click that orange Start with REST button, ShipCore will display to you all the information you need to use the REST interface to start a test job. In this case, you can see that the job name is Corporate Website Smoke Test, so we know this is the job that we're concerned with. The method is GET, the HTTP endpoint is displayed, and also an API key and password that's specific to this test that helps you secure this particular call. If the tests that we were running had any test parameters, they'd be listed here, but none of the tests that we have any parameters, so this area is blank currently. And finally, so you don't have to just guess exactly how this should be formatted, we'll give you an example request in curl that you can simply cut and paste right out of here. So in our case, we're going to use Jenkins to execute this curl call to fire off this suite of automated tests, but you can see here how any external script or application that you have can be used in a similar method. So once we have the curl call that will start off our automated tests, we need to go back to the Jenkins interface real quick. So back over at Jenkins, we're just about to finish defining our final build step, and this step simply means after the corporate website is deployed, call ShipCore and have it run our suite of automated tests. So using that curl call that we cut and pasted from the ShipCore dashboard, I'm just going to paste it into this command window and maybe add some logging here. Let me see. About to call ShipCore and tell it to execute our test suite. A piece of cake. I'm just going to save this. Now back over at the ShipCore dashboard, we can go ahead and execute our Jenkins test and see if what we did works. I'm going to go and find my deploy ShipCore corporate website job under the build status area and press the start button. Okay, so the job is running. We can see the Jenkins build console output will be drawn from Jenkins and displayed right in the ShipCore dashboard, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can see the build slowly going about its business, and if we go to the very bottom, let's see here, about to call ShipCore and tell it to execute our first test suite. So it looks like it went ahead and did that. So if we go over to the dashboard again, instead of build status, we're going to choose automated tests and refresh. Indeed, we can see that job 442 has been executed and is currently running, indicated by the blue. So you can see here that the test passed successfully and we're good to go. So we've covered a lot here, but the basic point is using ShipCore in this manner, you can see how you can have a build job execute from your Jenkins instance, deploy software, and execute suites of automated tests against that software, and also subsequently be alerted if anything goes wrong. And all this can happen as part of a continuous integration process that you either design or you let ShipCore Professional Services give you a hand at, depending on who you have on staff. Okay, that just about does it for video 2 of the ShipCore Learning Series. I hope you found it informative. We covered a lot, like I said before, but I think you'll find that building a really sophisticated, well-run, continuous integration platform for your engineering department can be pretty easy with a little configuration and ShipCore.